Coming up in today's show, Elky shows us how to debone and butterfly a leg of lamb. Neal cooks a tasty jambalaya. We travel to San Diego to meet our special guest, Greg from Ballistic BBQ. In Dish of the Week, Elky cooks butterflied cull leg with a salsa verde. And we go on a journey around the barbecue community to take a look at what you've been cooking. Welcome to the Lockdown BBQ Show. Welcome to the 20th Lockdown BBQ Show. Elky, 20 weeks of barbecue self-indulgence.
I know, 20 weeks, 20 shows. It's absolutely flown by. I can't believe it. Hopefully the viewers have enjoyed watching it as much as we've enjoyed making it.
Let's hope so. Now it's time for Elky's how-to.
In this week's how-to, I'm going to show you how to debone and butterfly a leg of lamb. Why would you want to debone and butterfly a leg of lamb? To put simply, it's going to cook quicker, it's going to cook more evenly, it's going to make it perfect to cook on your barbecue. We're going to remove the bone, butterfly it, open it up. It's going to give you more surface area for your rub, for your marinade, but also it's going to make it cook a lot quicker on your barbecue. You're going to be able to keep flipping it, getting that lovely sear, and it's going to be cooked in no time, you know, around about 40, 45 minutes. So let's crack on. The first thing we want to do is locate this large bone here. So we're just going to make an incision in there, all the way down along that bone. Once you find the bone, which you found in here, we're just going to kind of start slicing around that bone inside the leg. So you can see in there, we're just starting to reveal the bone. Just going to come out up the top here. So that's our bone revealed. Now we're just going to follow the line of that bone down the meat, and take your time with it as well. Just want to let the knife just follow that bone as best you can, being careful to remove as much of the meat as possible, and just gently just keep pulling that bone out, easing it out, following the line. And when you get down to here, this is where the bone starts curving round, so we just want to be careful to follow that curve. You can, of course, ask your butcher to do this for you, but where's the fun in that? This is what I mean by two bones. We've got this one here, and then it goes round. You've got the knuckle here, and then it just follows round. So we're just going to follow it round to the end. We're nearly there. Lucky me, I appear to have more than two bones in this one. This is handy. So there we go. That's the bone out pretty cleanly. I mean, there's not much meat left on there. You can set this aside and use that for stock. So now we're left with this lump of meat. And all we're going to do now is any kind of large fat parts of that meat, we're just going to slice into about halfway through, just butterflying it, putting it open. We want to make this a nice kind of as even a shape as we can. And again, along here, just gonna, don't go too far, just go in enough so you can kind of just open it up like so. So that's our deboned and butterflied leg of lamb. Pretty simple. Only took about 5-6 minutes. I probably made a bit of a hash of it. I am no butcher, but I'm just showing it. If I can do it, then you can do it. So this is now ready for the grill. If there's any excess bits of fat on there, feel free to trim those out. But by and large, this is now ready for the grill. So that's how you debone, butterfly a leg of lamb.
Elky, you make that technique look so easy.
Cheers, Neil. Like I said in the video clip, I'm no butcher. I'm sure there's people out there screaming at me for doing it wrong, but if it gets the job done, then I'm all for it.
I think it certainly does get the job done. Now, Elky, would you like to introduce our special guest for this week?
Yeah, so this week our special guest is all the way from San Diego. He's a bit of a YouTube barbecue celebrity with over 300,000 YouTube subscribers. It's Greg from Ballistic BBQ.
Greg, thank you so much for coming on the show. Now, you're based in San Diego. How are you coping in these strange times?
We're coping. I mean, it's been a challenge, definitely. You know, my family, we're not really, we're not homebodies. So it's been challenging. My son just started his senior year in high school, and he's doing it from a computer, you know, which is a bummer. But we're getting through, and I'm blessed that, you know, we have good weather and I get to cook outdoors.
Greg, obviously your YouTube channel, you've got a whole range of low and slow and grilling on there. Where did it all start? When did you first decide to A, get into barbecue, and B, set up a YouTube channel, I suppose?
Well, I mean, I've been into barbecue for years. You know, I grew up eating barbecue, and I've always loved it. I really didn't discover YouTube. I mean, I was kind of late. I knew it existed, but it was around 2007 when I started watching YouTube videos. It was one day I had my sister and my brother-in-law, they were coming over for dinner. I was cooking a pulled pork, and I handed my wife this little piece of crap Panasonic camcorder, and I said, videotape me, and she took charge and shot the video, and that was the first time I ever uploaded. And actually that was in 2009, I think. And I had no desire to do another video after that. I was just sort of, I'm just going to do it. But, you know, I started getting the engagement, and it was, I guess, kind of addicting. So here I sit now, like 11 years later.
With 300,000 YouTube subscribers.
Yeah, so it's been a pretty interesting ride.
Greg, what are your favorite cooks?
I'm a beef eater. You know, my vice is definitely beef. I love beef ribs, beef short ribs, and, you know, the back ribs I love. And give me a good slab of beef ribs, you know, nice thick back ribs cut off of a prime rib roast, and I'm a happy camper. That's my favorite.
Greg, everybody loves your copycat recipes. Does that ever get you in trouble with the restaurant franchises?
Yes, it does, actually. I did a copycat, which I was extremely proud of. I went guerrilla doing the recon for this recipe. It was, and I'll mention the brand, it was Umami Burger. And I worked my butt off doing this copycat, and I was very proud of it when I posted it. And then I got an email from a law firm in Chicago, basically a cease and desist, threatening to sue me. And I didn't want to do it because the video was going well, but I didn't want to get sued either. But I started kind of researching. What it was they wanted me to not use the word umami, and which is a culinary term. And I found that they had sued a pizza restaurant in Texas. It was called Umami Mia. And I actually dug up and found a decision that the judge had come up with, and he found in favor of the defendant, the pizza restaurant, because it was a commonplace culinary term. So I shot that back to the attorney's office, and I never heard back from him. So still up there, getting views.
Good on you. Good on you. Now, burgers are obviously one of your specialities. Is the smash burger king?
I love the smash burger. Yes, I'll call it king, because you get that, you know, that Maillard reaction, just a nice caramelized surface, and it's so hot and sizzling, you know, when you're eating it. I mean, you can serve those right off the flat top onto a bun. Yeah, it's burger nirvana. I love it.
I'm a big fan of the smash burger, but over here in the UK, there's some that are still not quite converted. You know, they're saying, oh, you're smashing all the juice out of them. You're getting no flame grill flavour. But what you lose from that, you're not smashing the juice out first and foremost, but what you lose from the flame grill flavour, you gain from that crust. I mean, the crust is just skyfall, isn't it?
And I get that in the comments. It's like, no, if I flipped it after searing that one side, then smashed it again, yeah, you're going to lose a lot of juice. But smashing raw meat, you're not losing any juice. That's it's a wives' tale, one of the many wives' tales we deal with in the barbecue community.
Anybody that doesn't like smash burgers hasn't had a proper smash burger.
No, you're right, exactly. Once they try it, they'll be converted. I mean, it's just a thing of beauty. You've
got a lot of barbecue toys and a lot of grills to play with. Any favourites?
I have a lot of favorites. I mean, when I'm using them, they're my favorite. But I think my two favorite are definitely my Lone Star Grill's vertical offset, and the Argentine grill that I acquired fairly recently. But I have actually absolutely fallen in love with that cooker, that Argentine grill. It's just such an immersive experience cooking on it.
It looks absolutely stunning. I mean, I watched a couple of your videos the other day, the tomahawk and the one with the Argentinian ribeyes on the grill. Sunterra Pro, isn't it? And I mean, I've got a few toys in my shack, but the one thing that I haven't got is a Perilla grill. And looking at yours, yeah, it's absolutely stunning. So you highly recommend it, I'll take it.
I mean, I get goosebumps when I'm cooking on this thing. It's, like I said, it's so immersive. You're feeling the heat, you know, and you're not using any thermometers. I'm using my hands. I'm listening to the sizzle. And actually, I shot a video on it the other day. I haven't edited it yet. I'm gonna do it when I'm done talking to you guys. But one of the things that I mentioned in that video was, I think it's making me a better outdoor cook because you have to use your senses a lot more than you're not relying on any gadgets, you know? It's primal. I love it.
Greg, you've got more than 300,000 followers on YouTube. You've produced more than 450 films. Can you talk us through the typical process of making a film?
Yeah, I mean, first is just deciding what I'm going to cook. And if I am at a loss, what I usually do is I love walking through markets and just sort of getting inspiration by looking at the ingredients, or I'll watch maybe a Food Network show. Then of course, buying all the ingredients. I kind of walk around the house talking to myself before I'm shooting a video, just to make sure everything's organized, rather than writing it down, which I guess would probably be the smart thing to do. Then the shoot. I'm a one-man show. I have no one helping me, so I'm shooting with 5 cameras, and it's a pain in the butt, but I love it. Then the editing process when I'm done.
So to any budding YouTubers, which cameras would you recommend and which editing software would you recommend?
Well, as far as cameras, I'm the first one to admit, I'm not like Justin, who's a total camera geek. I'm a little bit on the lazy side when it comes to, I mean, I would love to have the knowledge that like Justin has when it comes to cameras and the technology there. I'm using camcorders. I'm using Canon G50s. And then I just bought, which I'm falling in love with, the new Panasonic X1500. Then I'm using a Zoom digital recorder, 4HN, and Sennheiser lav mics, the wireless packs. As far as my editing software, I'm a Mac guy, and I use Final Cut Pro 10.
5 cameras is, I mean, I use 2, and I find that hard enough to edit, or long enough to edit. It takes a little while to edit with just 2 cameras. So I don't know how you manage it with 5 cameras. Do you have all 5 on the go at any one time?
Yes, and that's one of the beauties with the Final Cut is it's so easy to synchronize. I mean, you can synchronize up to 16 cameras at one time. So I'm just doing the old clap, and I'm syncing it with the audio. So it's actually very easy. And the thing that's nice is if, like say you're getting ready to cut a piece of meat and all of a sudden a fly lands in the shot, a lot of times you can switch to another camera and get the fly out of there, but the viewer's not going to notice it, things like that. So it's a nice way to kind of cheat a little bit too.
That's pretty impressive. So your YouTube channel, you said you kind of just put a video out there and then it kind of spiraled from there. So how long did it take you to get your first 1,000 subscribers? And then how quickly from there did it kind of spiral up to where you are now?
It took a while to get 1,000. And I noticed channels are growing a lot faster than they were back then. And I think it's, like a snowball rolling downhill. It's grown so much over the years, and there are actually so many channels. Again, when I started too, there weren't a whole lot of dedicated barbecue channels. I mean, there was like the Barbecue Pit Boys and a handful of others, but most of the barbecue recipes you'd see on YouTube, it was some guy, one day he's cooking a brisket, then the next day he's fixing his Datsun 280ZX, It took me months and months and months to reach 1,000 subscribers. And I remember celebrating and shooting a video celebrating 500 subscribers. It's a cumulative thing. As you grow, you should be, or hopefully are, getting more subscribers daily as well. Once I hit 100,000 subs, that's when I noticed that the momentum really started to pick up. I mean, my goal, I'd love to hit 1 million before I hang it up. And I don't know if that'll ever happen, but that's my goal.
I'm asking these questions from a purely selfish point of view, by the way. I've got like 2,500 subscribers, and I'd love to push on to 10,000 and then 100,000. So all these questions are just purely selfish.
My advice to you is consistency is key, especially in the early stages of YouTube. At least 1 video a week, and try to post the same day, same time, every post. Think about what you're shooting. Are you shooting videos for yourself, shooting videos for a buddy, or are you shooting videos for the world? And that's how you need to think. You need to think kind of tactically when you're coming up with ideas.
It's good sound advice, and that advice has been echoed by a few of our former guests as well. So yeah, that's good solid advice. So out of all the films on your YouTube channel, do you have a favorite?
I was very proud of I did a meat glue video. It's like Frankensteak, I think I called it. And it was me actually having fun. I was reading all these articles on meat glue and some kind of nefarious goings on with meat glue. And so I thought, I'm going to do some of this nefarious stuff and I would post a video on it. And at the time, I had a day job at the time. And I remember I posted the video at 6 in the morning that morning. And 20 minutes later, I went to see how the video was doing, and it had 80,000 views. And it actually freaked me out. And I thought, I got a little scared almost, you know what I mean? Because what's going on here? Then I started getting barraged by emails. I got actually the Mirror in the UK. I think it's a website like kind of they do news stuff. They contacted me wanting to, publish an article on it. I had a really angry email from the vice president of the North American Meat Foundation, some other news agencies. So if I could have one of those at least like once a year, I would be stoked. As far as like burgers, the Junkyard Dog Burger, I think is one of my favorite. It was just such a ooey gooey disastrous mess, but it tasted so good. I love that burger video.
Greg, when you're not making films and you're grilling for the family at the weekend, what's a family favorite on the grill?
My whole family loves beef, especially beef ribs. I love cooking tuna, yellowtail, the ocean fish we have here. And then every once in a while, my wife craves a burger, so I'll grill her up a nice burger. She doesn't want any cheese on it or anything like that, but she loves a good smash burger.
Have you got any plans to kind of expand Ballistic BBQ? What's your plans for the future?
I do actually have a plan. Should I make the announcement now?
Oh, can we get an exclusive?
Yeah, well, this will be exclusive. Okay. This isn't my plan. Believe me, you threw a blindside at me here. I've actually created another channel called Ballistic Burgers, and it's going to be exclusively burgers. And right now I'm populating, it's not a public channel yet, and I'm populating the channel with videos. And when I feel the time is right, I'll make it public. I'm not going to discontinue making burgers for Ballistic BBQ. I'll keep publishing burgers on that channel at the same rate that I'm doing now, but I plan on publishing a burger video on the Ballistic Burgers channel once a week.
There you go, guys. World exclusive. Ballistic Burgers coming to a YouTube channel near you.
I've already got a logo and everything. I'm just sort of, just like I said, I'm just kind of tweaking the channel before I go live with it. We'll see what happens.
Greg, good luck with the channel.
Well, the dream is one day that we get to take the show to the States and we'll visit some of the guests that we've had on the show. Maybe we'll come to yours and we'll have a bit of a grill up on that Perilla grill of yours.
Yeah, that would be a blast, guys. If you're ever in San Diego, look me up and cook for you and also show you the town.
Greg, thank you for being a brilliant guest on the show.
Well, thank you for having me, guys. It was truly an honor. Had a blast. It's water instead of beer, but cheers.
Cheers, Greg. Really appreciate it.
Elky, Greg is such an inspiration for so many people.
He is, yes. Over 300,000 YouTube subscribers says it all. And that Perilla grill of his, oh man, I love the look of that. And I think the Perilla is going to have to be next on my list. Now, Neil, let's take a look at what you've been cooking.
Today, I'm going to make jambalaya using my kettle grill. I'll be using a paella pan because that's all I've got. Jambalaya is a French word meaning mixed up, and that's appropriate as I'm trying to make it with food from the fridge and cupboards, minimising what I need to buy. First, set up your barbecue and get the briquettes or charcoal on. To make my interpretation of a jambalaya, you will need boneless chicken thighs, 150 grams of king prawns, and I'm using Cumberland sausages instead of chorizo. Additionally, you will need the holy trinity of 1 large onion, a green pepper, a red pepper, 3 sticks of celery, 6 cloves of garlic, and 500 grams of long grain rice. The final ingredients are 1200 millilitres of chicken stock, a 400 gram tin of chopped tomatoes, parsley, thyme, bay leaves, and a seeded red chilli, cayenne pepper, olive oil, and salt and pepper. First up, brown the Cumberland sausages and chop them into large chunks. Next, cook the chopped chicken and sausages for 5 minutes and season with cayenne pepper and salt and pepper. Add the chopped pepper, onion and celery and give it a good stir and put the lid on the barbecue. After 15 minutes or so, add the bay leaves, thyme, chopped chilli and crushed garlic. Stir for a minute and then add the chopped tomatoes and chicken stock, bring it to the boil and give it another stir. At this stage of the cook, I lost my natural light and had to use video lighting to help me finish the cook. After 20 minutes, add the rice and let it cook until the rice is perfectly cooked. Stir in the king prawns, put the lid on and cook for a further 3 to 4 minutes. The smell is absolutely amazing. Finally, serve the jambalaya with fresh parsley. This is a lovely meal and definitely an autumnal family favourite. Elky, the jambalaya went down really well with my family, and using Cumberland sausages instead of chorizo worked really well.
Oh, it certainly looked tasty to me, mate. And the beauty of barbecue and indeed cooking in general is there are no rules. So 9 times out of 10, you can swap out any of the ingredients and you'll still have yourself a winner of a dish.
And now it's time for What's Cooking. Cracking dishes this week, Elky. Which was your favourite?
Yeah, this week, my favourite, I'm going to go with Robbie Reviews with that lovely lamb leg flatbread that he's done with all the trimmings. It looked absolutely delicious.
It did look good. And now it's time for Elky's Dish of the Week.
This week's dish of the week is a deboned and butterflied cull leg with a salsa verde. So this week we're taking another look at the fantastic cull yaw. This time we're looking at the leg, and yes, you've guessed it, this one has been deboned and butterflied. I'm going to be cooking this directly over hallmark charcoal on the Kamado Joe. Now all we're going to do with this is get a seasoned salt on there. It's going to be seasoned with caraway, bay, garlic, lemon, that kind of stuff. I'm going to get this on here, I'm going to show you how. So for our salt, we're going to go in with about a tablespoon of caraway seeds, a couple of tablespoons of dried thyme, about a teaspoon of black pepper, about a teaspoon of garlic powder, a couple of tablespoons of salt, got half a bay leaf I've just broken into little bits, and we've got the zest of half a lemon, and grind. So that's the salt, all ground up into a bowl. This smells great already, so let's bring the lamb back over and I'll show you what we're going to do to prepare it. Here's our butterflied cull yaw leg. So all we're going to do is score the skin on this in a nice crisscross pattern. This not only allows for the rub or the salt to penetrate deeper into the meat, but it also is going to help render that fat down. So just a nice crisscross pattern. What I'm also going to do, and I find this helps to get nice little charred bits of flavour, it just makes some little incisions in the meat as well, because it's still quite a thick piece of meat. So if you make these little incisions like this, not only is this going to help it cook quicker, it's also going to get more of the flavour onto more of that meat. There's more surface area for it to take that salt, and also you're going to get those lovely little charred bits from grilling it directly as we're going to do. So again, just nice little crisscross pattern on here. If you're doing a wet marinade as well, this is perfect for it. It enables the marinade to get into more of that meat, into those incisions, and ultimately creating more flavour. Let's just start layering this salt over the lamb, and we're trying to rub it into all those cracks that we've just made. Just flip and do the same. So that's the cull yaw, all ready, rubbed up, ready for the grill. Let's take you over to the Kamado Joe, show you how we're set up to grill, and then we'll make our salsa verde. I've got the Kamado Joe running at about 180, and this is how we are set up. So we're going direct, but because there's enough clearance from the grates to the fire for us to cook direct on this. If you are going to do it on a kettle barbecue, you might want to sear the lamb first and then cook it on the indirect side. So as you can see there, we've got a fire on the go, we've got our grates up here. So let's get that cull yaw onto these grates and over this fire. Onto the salsa verde. Main ingredient, we're going to go in with a handful of mint leaves, similar amount for parsley, 4 or 5, maybe 6 basil leaves, 1 garlic clove, which is going to roughly chop and chuck in there, about a tablespoon of capers, about a teaspoon of Dijon mustard, and I've got here the zest and juice of half a lemon, so in that goes. And you want around about 80-90 ml of olive oil, but we'll start with a few glugs, on with the lid and blend. Touch more oil and blend. Nice and simple, salsa verde, done. I'm gonna put this in a bowl, show you what it looks like, and then we're gonna go and flip that cull yaw, see how we're getting on over there. So that cooked in about 40 to 45 minutes. And the beauty of this as well is I find when you're around a dinner table, having a roast or whatever it is you're having, there's always somebody that wants it medium, medium well done, medium rare. Because there's different muscles in this leg, you're gonna get the best of all worlds. Everybody's gonna get a bit of what they want. I want the medium rare to medium. So this is done. On the fat, we've got little crispy bits where we've used that salt rub on there, and we've cooked it fat side down for quite a lot of the cook. It looks delicious, it smells delicious. We're obviously got this salsa verde as well. I'm just gonna serve this up. I'm gonna carve it up, serve it up with some boiled new potatoes, a bit of salsa verde, and I'm a happy man, maybe some peas. But first, we're gonna slice in, take a look, show you how we've done. Stick a bit of this on, have a taste. Let's do it. I'm just gonna go straight down the middle here. Oh, winner, winner, cull your dinner. I've got the lights on out here, it's evening, it's getting dark quicker, so I hope you can see that, but that, for me, is perfect. That is medium rare to medium, it's blushing nicely. Oh, that looks banging. So let's just take a little slice out of that. A little bit of the salsa verde. Just gonna take this, stick that in there. That is absolutely stunning. The fat has crisped up slightly and rendered down nicely where we've had it cooked directly over that charcoal. As you've seen, it's cooked in 40 to 45 minutes. The flavour of this is unreal. You've got that cull yaw flavour. Like I said, it's not like mutton. It's not a really strong flavour, but it's a lovely flavour. You know that it's lamb. You know it lingers in the mouth and it's tender. Oh, honestly, it's delicious. So I hope you've enjoyed this cook. That was my dish of the week, deboned and butterflied. Cull yaw leg, grilled directly on the Kamado Joe over whole milk charcoal, served with a salsa verde. Absolutely beaut. Hope you'll give it a go.
Elky, that cook looked absolutely amazing.
Cheers, Neal. It's another real tasty one, and it's nice to show different ways of cooking lamb on your barbecue, or in this case, cull yaw, and boy, do I love cull yaw.
That cull yaw is just superb. Now, we have some news for you. As autumn is approaching, Elky and I thought it'd be great to produce a series of barbecue specials on a monthly basis instead of a weekly show. We also thought it's a great opportunity to change the programme's name, because hopefully lockdown's going to be a thing of the past. Now, Elky, would you like to introduce the name of the programme?
I certainly would, yes. So the new show is going to be called From the Shack. The first one is going to go out on the last Thursday of October, just in time for Halloween. But not only that, we're releasing a new YouTube channel called BBQ Shack TV, where we're going to be uploading new content on a regular basis. So head over to BBQ Shack TV and hit subscribe.
It's exciting times. And I'd like to say a big thank you to all of you for watching the programme over the past 20 weeks. I'd also like to say a big thank you to our programme sponsors.
Yeah, and it's been a real joy to make these guys, and the feedback that we've been given from you lot has been superb. So huge thanks from me. Keep those fires burning, and we'll see you in October.